Welcome back to Arry The Stag. TR Tony here, and back in the summer, I'm sure that you'll remember we reviewed Greg's wonderful Mark I Triumph Stag. It was one of the very first original press cars that went out to Belgium, and if you want to find out a little bit more about the Belgium press launch, stay on to the end and I'll go through that with you in a bit more detail. But at the end of a really good session where Greg had shown us around the car, we decided it ought to be time that we went out and took it for a bit of a drive around the Dorset country lanes. What could be better than that on a beautiful summer's day? All right guys, we've got to do this, haven't we? It's RVC 432H. It's one of the early 70s cars, production press car. We've got to go for a bit of a drive in it. So here we go, round the corner and out and about on a sunny day with the roof down. What could be better? Eyes down for full house. Okay. Oh yes. Into first. And away we go. What a fantastic environment in which to drive a Triumph Stag, deep as Dorset. The sun is shining. Greg behind the wheel. It's really great. So it's a manual with overdrive, Greg, yeah?
Yes indeed.
Just eases the consumption a little bit. Yeah, so it's a manual with overdrive, this car, and it definitely sounds gorgeous, as we can all hear. It sounds really nice. Just warming up a little bit. But how about these for country roads? So what's the best bit about driving a Triumph Stag then, Greg?
The wind in my non-existent hair, I think. It's nice to see kids like looking at the car, pointing at it and waving at it. They see it as a cartoony kind of thing, an iconic image, rather than your standard Euro box.
Yeah.
So that's nice, and we only take it out in the dry, so the roof's always down.
Good move.
It's just beautiful. It's a lovely sound. It's a tourer. It's not a sports car in my view. Even though it's a 3-litre V8, and then going to France later this year, isn't it?
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure it'll turn a lot of heads there. Fantastic. And then we were saying earlier, just compared to modern cars, you know, you just don't get this driver experience, do you?
No,
You really don't. And the iconic look of the car is just to die for and gets so much attention. It's really a joy to be out and about in a Triumph Stag, and I think this car is so up together you can really appreciate just how it must have been in the early 70s, how exciting and what a fantastic prospect it would have been to consider buying your very first Triumph Stag, and a car that is in this good condition, immaculate condition, is just yeah, a throwback in history. And it drives like a modern car, I must say. You know, it's smooth, suspension's good, up together. Power steering, of course, yeah.
Electric windows.
Yeah, we've got the buttons down there, as we all know, which is good. But these features were revolutionary back in the 1970s. You had to have a really posh car to have electric windows, as I remember. And I was saying to Greg earlier off camera, my first car was a Triumph Herald, and on that it was an optional extra to even have a wing mirror on the outside of the car, and then it was only just one, you know, it wasn't a pair. So this is how far safety has improved. Obviously we've got seat belts in here as well, which weren't mandatory then. You didn't have to have seat belts in those days. It wasn't until many years later that they became compulsory, as we all use now, and it's hard to imagine not wearing one now, isn't it? The fact that it's illegal as well isn't brilliant, but there they are. But looks in total keeping with the car. These are happy days driving a Triumph Stag. And we just pulled over. We won't be able to film this, but I've been invited to drive the car, so I'm going to go and give that a go and tell you how it was. Exciting. Right, this is the first, guys. Greg very kindly doing some filming. I suppose I've waited till I've got into this position to tell him now that this is the first time I've actually ever driven a manual Triumph Stag. So, so we'll see how we get on. It's obviously all there. I'm very used to driving manuals. Don't worry about that. But yeah, it's nice to actually have a gear stick and clutch to to press. It's like my first ever driving lesson. This. Oh, it's a nice tasty engine. Let's have a little go then. Okay, so here we are. Mirror signal manoeuvre, sir. Move off in an orderly direction. And oh yeah, it's a nice gear change actually, Greg. That's really good. So enjoying that. Just seems really strange having a third pedal. I'm used to driving the auto with the Borg Warner 35 obviously, but I'll go steady in reference and respect of a beautiful Triumph Stag. It really is a tight feeling car, you know, it's very, very drivable, no knocks or rattles or bumps, and a cinch actually to change gear, he says. I've gone to third.
Apart from you only got 4 gears.
Okay, yeah, that's right, of course it is. There's me trying to find a 5th gear. It's got overdrive, Armstrong. You should remember that. I won't go into overdrive now. But here comes another car. I'll give him a wave. Little convertible going the other way. That was a car I saw earlier.
You're smiling, Tony?
Yes, I am smiling. Ear to ear. Yeah, absolutely. But knock that guy off his ladder. That wouldn't be a good career move. But yeah, fantastic. This is a quintessential Triumph Stag experience, folks. You've got to do this once in your life. Cool. We don't want to crash it either, so we'll say thank you. Narrow lanes in Dorset, you've got to watch out for that. But these cars are quite narrow anyway. It's really good if ever you go to a 1970s built car park in town, and we've got a few of those in Bournemouth and Poole. You actually get out of your car, you can open the doors either side and not hit the car next to you. So that is one advantage of a smaller 1970s car compared to modern cars, which seem to have huge great doors and get in the way of everything. So, all good. Now, as I promised you earlier, the Triumph Stag was actually launched to the press in May 1970, and for a start the Stag was launched alongside the new Toledo at the time and the new 1500, both being incarnations of the front-wheel drive 1300 saloon, which had been such a great success for the company since its own launch in 1965. The whole thing actually took place in Belgium at Knock-le-Zout, and a rather high-class seaside resort just north of Zeebrugge, and the British press were flown out for the duration and stayed over for around 3 weeks, I believe. It wasn't just a one-day wonder, this, for the whole fleet to be launched. If you look at the brochures, the Triumph produced for the Stag, you'll see that it was being squarely presented as a European tourer for the smart young executive set, making trips around Western Europe. Hence, the continent was the place to launch the car, and Belgium was fairly neutral and very accessible from the UK. Now, the hotel that was chosen was a hotel called La Reserve, and it was 108 bedroom, was booked for the entire duration. And what I hadn't appreciated until I researched this with Greg is in fact 34 cars made the trip and were a mix of Stag, Toledo and 1500s, all there for 3 weeks to be launched to the world. And what an exciting proposition that was. And apparently, because there were so many cars, they did not have full overnight parking facilities for all the cars at the hotel, so they were billeted in a local garage premises nearby. So there you go, guys. There's a summer's trip out in a very early press launch car. I commend it to the house. Arry the Stag.